No.
What's going on, everyone? John and Audrey here, back again with another video. And Audrey, I guess this is our first official review for the year. Like this is not a podcast, even though we're kind of doing it like, regular podcast format. But yeah, we're going to be talking about A24's latest film, which is First Cow. And so what's up, Audrey? How are you? How are you doing today?
I'm great. I woke up and I did my usual routine of playing Animal Crossing.
Oh, is that what you do? Is that what that is?
Yeah. I played, you lose track of time playing that game because you just get into it. And I played for like the whole morning, which is bad. But yeah, it was good. It was good.
No wonder you said, hey, let's do it in the afternoon. And
yeah,
let's push Animal Crossing time.
Yeah, let's push it back. No, I wanted to try doing it more in the afternoon just because I feel like it feels a little different.
Yeah.
Gives you a different feel. But yeah, how about you? How are you doing?
Pretty good. I woke up this morning. That's all that matters,
Yep.
I woke up a little bit later, but it is what it is. I actually finished the movie when I woke up.
Really? So you didn't finish watching it in one go?
No, I got sidetracked, unfortunately. And that's kind of like weird, but I got sidetracked. But I only had like 40 minutes or something left.
Yeah.
So it was kind of like right in the midst of like when everything was going down.
Down.
Yeah.
And did you start watching it really late?
Like around 10 something.
Okay. Yeah.
But for we're getting I'm getting up there, so it's like for me that's like my bedtime already.
So you fell asleep is what you're saying?
Well, I was getting to that point. I was like, you know what? I don't want to like miss anything because we're actually going to talk about it. So like, I just it's weird because I turned it off and I started playing my Game Boy and I was like wide awake. But then I went to sleep. But
so it was the movie that was putting you to sleep.
Probably. I don't know. It's a very slow movie, and not that it's
Damn.
Well, okay, real quick. All right, let's finally get into the
movie. You just gave it away. It's a slow movie. People are already like, nah, I'm not gonna watch it just because you say it's slow.
Well, it's A24. A24 has slower movies and stuff like that, and I mean, I feel like they're the only company that could have put out this movie, especially with that name, First Cow. But first and foremost, Audrey, what's your like quick take on it? Like, did you like it? What are your like quick little thoughts on the movie?
Yeah, I can definitely say that I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think it was good.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously there are some things that I was like, but overall I did like it and I did enjoy it.
Yeah. You think it's cool. Worthy of the A24 stamp?
Yes, because it's definitely an A24 movie. Like when you're watching it, you're like, man, this is so A24.
Yeah, it's like right up their alley.
Which is funny that A24 has such a trademark to them now. Like in the sense of a movie, you can kind of watch it and you're like, yeah, that's definitely something that they did. But yeah, I think it is worthy. And it kind of, I was thinking about that last night. I was like, I feel like it kind of gave me the what's the word that I'm looking for? Like it kind of satisfied my yearning for wanting an indie movie this year because I feel like we haven't really gotten one.
Mm-hmm.
So that one left me like, oh, okay, I'm satisfied.
If I'm not mistaken, I probably am, but this is probably like the first, at least for me, it's the first A24 film that I'm watching, like new, like that was released this year. Even though I guess they got like a small little premiere last year in August, First Cow. And then like just like went away or something. I don't know, but I think this is my first new A24 movie that I'm watching this year. I know Saint Maud was, I think obviously because of the whole pandemic, everything got pushed back, and got released weird and stuff. But yeah, definitely. I mean, for me, my quick thoughts. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. It was kind of like I didn't watch the trailer for it, so I had no idea. Like I just knew it was called First Cow,
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that because like slowly but surely you start, okay, cool, it's gonna be about like these two guys, like trying to make it in those times and stuff like that. And yeah, I guess we can say spoilers. I mean, we're gonna talk about it's not really anything like, oh my god, like
because if we
this guy was the father all along or something.
Because if we don't spoil it, then we're literally not gonna have much to talk about.
Yeah.
You know
It
what I
was
mean?
great. That's it.
Go watch it, and then
Go watch it.
we're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree. We should say that it is gonna have spoilers, just in case you haven't watched it.
So yeah, spoilers. And so the movie was directed by Kelly. What's her last name? Audrey.
Reichardt? I want to say it's
Or something like
Reichardt.
that. We're
Yeah.
probably getting it wrong, but we're trying. And the stars John Magaro, Orion Lee, Toby Jones, and I can't say her name, but it was the girl from Arrested Development. I was like, what the hell? I looked it up because she looked familiar, and even though she's just in the beginning,
Yeah.
So it was cool, I guess, to see her there.
I love her. I loved her ever since I saw her in Whip It. She plays like the friend. But she's like a comedian. I didn't know that she was like an actual comedian, but apparently she is. I had just seen her in movies, so
yeah.
But I really do enjoy her. I enjoyed her a lot in Blaze as well. So when I saw her, also I was like, oh, cool, she's in here. But yeah, she was only in the movie for a split second.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and that I guess we can jump into the movie. The beginning like confused me because you saw the boat, and it kind of like, okay, like it's an older boat, so it's I guess in modern-ish times, I guess,
Yeah.
And then it just started like
I don't know
where introduced to like the main character and stuff, like the way he's like hunting and stuff, and I guess they're like hunting beaver or some shit. And I was like, wait, what? So I guess I was all right. I guess it's like a period piece or something. But then it kind of comes full circle at the end. You kind of understand, oh, okay, like this is why it started off like this.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like I said, it was a very like, I don't want to say very slow. It's just like a slow movie. And again, I thought it was interesting, like just finding out what it was going to be, like just watching it,
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was going to be about. And it's kind of interesting to kind of get a look into those times back then, like how things were, how people had to hustle and stuff and all that stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's slow, but it's like an atmospheric slow where everything that's happening is very pretty and very like you have to pay attention to the details to kind of immerse yourself in that world.
Yeah.
So I really appreciated that. I thought it was shot extremely well. I forgot who the cinematographer was. I looked it up, but they deserve a lot of credit because it was shot extremely well.
Velvet, something like that.
Has he shot anything else?
Yeah. Well, it says a lot of it. Like he's been camera operator.
Oh.
So like I guess he was camera operator on like Zodiac and stuff like that. Makes sense, I guess. The Bling Ring.
Sophia Coppola. Yeah, he has that.
Mid-90s, actually. He did mid-90s, cinematographer for mid-90s.
Oh,
so he's probably like in the A24 camp.
Yeah, and he did extremely well for this movie. I thought it was great, and I loved how it was shot. But going with that, I feel like if you enjoy westerns and period dramas and stuff like that, you won't have a problem with this movie feeling ridiculously slow and boring. That's what I thought about that. Did you feel yourself like kind of getting bored, or
no? Like I said, I felt like it was slow, but like you said, like I thought it was just taking its time with like a lot of the details of like how life was back then. I noticed them like, like in one scene there was like literally like kind of a shot of the house, but it you know how they had like wooden boards. You can see the guy out there kind of like, I guess, bathing, or something like that, and I thought that was an interesting choice instead of just showing him it's kind of through the house and stuff like that. And like there's a lot of little moments like that, and I really appreciate it because again it's like it gave me an insight to like how life was back then, and but like the whole time I was like, man, like these guys need to wash their hands or something, like especially in times like these, like damn, he's just getting those squirrels, the dead squirrels like that, like nothing, like,
well, that's I thought that's funny that you say that because I thought the exact same thing, jumping a little like ahead of the movie. But when he's preparing the food, the biscuits,
Yeah.
And like he's just doing it like right there, literally. He's just cooking it in front of everyone, and he's like grabbing it with his hand, and I'm like
the money and stuff. And
yeah, and like his nails are super dirty, and I'm just like, oh man. But you know, like back then, I feel like obviously the times were super different. I don't think there were probably near as many bacteria as we have now. And even if there was, I don't know, that's why people probably didn't live that long, because they probably did catch something and they just had no clue.
Yeah,
they were like, fuck, well, I ate a bad squirrel. I ate a bad squirrel last night. Oh man. But yeah, it's definitely crazy. Like for someone like me that's a germaphobe, I was just like, oh my god, I don't think I could hang.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoyed watching him forage for his ingredients, like when he's getting the blueberries and when he's getting the mushrooms. And one scene that I really appreciated that I thought was super cool was where he flips over that little insect. I don't know, it looks like a lizard, but it moves really slow.
Like a gecko or something.
Yeah, it's like flipped over on its back, and you can see that it's acting like it's dead, or he can't move, so he's just like and the guy, Figowitz is his name, he like flips him over, and that just shows his character right off the bat. And I thought that was a super cool way of showing that this guy is not someone that is going to be mean or cruel spirited or anything like that. Like he's a very sensitive guy.
He's caring and stuff like that.
Caring,
that's what I noticed too.
I really thought that was super cool. I was like, that's a really interesting way. I've seen that done before, but I enjoyed it in this movie as well.
Yeah, it was like very subtle and stuff like that. And like, you're exactly right. Like, that's what I was thinking about. Like, okay, showing this guy's not like, because like when he joins the group, the other guys are kind of just like,
oh yeah, they even like pick on him.
Or, they pick on him and stuff like that. They're like, hey, like do your job and stuff like that, and kind of like, I guess a little bit more savage, Yeah. So it's kind of letting you know, hey, this guy like cares about like little gecko or something, whatever it was, know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I really like that, and it's true. Like in the beginning, that's the only thing that got me kind of confused, because he gets into like that confrontation with that one guy, right? Like he says, "Oh, I'm gonna like be ready. I'm gonna be waiting for you or whatever, to kill you or to steal your money." I don't know, but they get into like a confrontation, and then he runs away, right?
Yeah.
So then, does he just run away because he's gonna get killed, or that part was a little unclear to me, because like right after that he like just meets the other guy, and then they go and be friends. They're friends.
Yeah, he finds a bestie.
Yeah.
Bar.
So that part was a little unclear to me. Like I was like, did he run away, or did he get lost, or did he just decide like, I'm gonna ditch these losers and make my own way? I don't know. I was a little confused on that.
Yeah, well, like I think that was kind of too like a little bit left like like unanswered, but maybe he was just like again like picking on them, like hey like because like he just went off and like he tried to get a fish. Yeah, I think he got a fish, and then like all of a sudden he has like new boots and stuff. Like I feel like after that he got like paid, I guess, for what he did. And then like he just was trying to look for like another job or something,
Peace. Yeah. And then he met his buddy, his old pal.
I didn't know, like I thought that was gonna come in later, but for some reason I was like, oh, like he helped them out, so like the Russians are gonna like I don't know, do something to him, or I don't know, like he's gonna become involved in something, which he kind of did, but it was something different.
Yeah, it wasn't what we thought at all.
Yeah.
But anyways, going along with that, one of the other things that I thought was super cool was they developed this friendship, right? Mm-hmm. And they are looking out for each other. And I just thought it was cool that the whole basis of the movie, I feel like, is that it's just two guys trying to make it. And even back then, like I feel like we still have that same mentality where we're just trying to get by. We're just trying to chase our own dream. And it was basically the same for them, because like Figowitz wanted to open a bakery, he said.
A hotel bakery.
I muted myself. I always do that. Yeah, he wanted to open up a hotel bakery, and then his friend was like, I want to have a farm. So they were just kind of talk about each other. And I think that is a cool thing because they're obviously not living in the best conditions,
Yeah.
but they would still dream about what they wanted, and they were talking about going to San Francisco, and it was just cool to me. I was like, damn, that's dope. Because like not much has changed if you really think about it. People are still like that. Like we still dream of making something of ourselves or doing something with our lives. So I thought that was cool. That
what do they call them? The hot cakes, or like there was like a certain name they called it for the
for the biscuits.
Yeah.
I just remember him saying biscuits, and I really liked the dialogue there too when he was talking about his biscuits.
Yeah.
Like when he was like saying like I just need milk. Well, that's when all the like the interesting stuff starts happening. He says he needs milk because he's like, if I only had milk, I could make some really good biscuits. And then
instead of like he was using like water and like flour, right, or something like that. Like
yeah, he's like, I'm just tired of these like water and flourless like biscuits. Which is crazy because you're like you think about it and milk is so available to us, and back then it was considered like gold, you know.
Yeah.
So I thought that was super neat, and when he's making them, they actually look really good. Like
I know
when,
the
like,
whole time I was like craving one. I was like, damn, I want a biscuit. Like that's the answer, Audrey. We gotta make biscuits.
Yeah, but they were. I mean, the both of them were hustlers, man. Like they sold their biscuits, and they made a killing.
You know, like they ran out and stuff. Like
people went crazy for them because I mean they were like in an area where they couldn't get milk, so for them eating those biscuits was like, oh, it was like a piece of home. Like a lot of people would say that they're like, oh, the guy, what did he say? He's like, this tastes like something my mama. Oh yeah, but the other guy was like, this tastes like something my mama would make or something that. Yeah. So I thought that was cool, but yeah, that was my take on that.
And like what was I gonna say? I like the costume design and everything. Like the whole like everything I feel like they really took good care of it. You know what I'm saying? Like they really wanted to give you that feel like of back in the day. You know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool. I guess the production design and stuff. And I guess the score, whenever there would be a score, was kind of nice.
Oh yeah.
Give you like a nice like countryside, you know, like song or something.
Yeah, it was a beautiful sound that they had. It was just very simple, but it matched the setting and everything. It was great. I really enjoyed it. But that's what I was gonna say. Like you said, the costumes was good. Everything, the set design was really cool. So that's what I'm saying. If you appreciate period dramas and you appreciate westerns and stuff like that, you all have no problem be like watching this movie because all those details really stand out to you and they make you appreciate the movie more. Because that's how I felt. Like I was just looking at everything. Like I loved even seeing like the baskets that the ladies were using, like in the market, like the clothes that they were wearing, like you said, like everything was just super like, oh, like I was like, oh, that looks so cool.
Yeah.
You know? So it kept me from not feeling like, oh, this is so boring, you know?
Yeah, and also too, like the way they had the babies back then, I guess, in like a little basket.
Oh yeah.
I was like, what the heck?
I told Ben, I was like, I want one of those when I
imagine just like nowadays
strap it on my back.
Yeah, because they could get expensive. Those like car seat ones, you know, that you could put in a like car seat and like the roller or whatever.
Yeah.
Just show up with a basket, like a picnic basket. That would be funny.
I know, and I'm like, damn, that was pretty ingenious for back in the day, like because they obviously made stuff that would cater to their way of life. So the women probably had to forage a lot and they had to cook and they had to do a bunch of things. So they were like, you know what, kid, you're going to go on my back. And they would just like strap them on there and it helped them a lot. So yeah, that was cool. That was really interesting.
Without women, we'll still be living in the Stone Age.
Yep.
That's what true. I think. You can quote me, guys. No, just kidding.
Take that as a quote.
No, but something I really want to talk about is like you said a little bit about their friendship. I guess the movie was a little essentially about their bond, you know, and like again them trying to make it and stuff like that. And so like towards, I kind of want to talk about like the ending or something, but like you know when the exciting stuff happens, you're kind of like worried about them. And then like there was a certain part like towards the end that kind of clicked to me, like oh okay, like you know
I know where this is going.
Yeah, I know where this is going, and kind of like. I like that they didn't show it though.
Really?
Okay, well, you know, we kind of know already.
Dude, I shit you not. The whole movie, like my heart rate was like steady. Okay. But the last 2 minutes of that movie, I had a lot of anxiety. I was like, what the fuck? Like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
I think she did that scene really good, because even if we should probably wait till we get to that part. But yeah, I had so much anxiety. I was like, oh my God, like, what's gonna happen?
Yeah.
But I think we should address something, because I don't think we've really talked about it. And we're already, well, no, like like we're already 20 minutes in, and I feel like we haven't really addressed it. And a lot of people ask this all the time. Is it cow? Yeah, is it about a cow? Because obviously it's called First Cow. So you're thinking, okay, is it actually about a cow? So John, would you like to take the reins on that?
They already just like set it up and then just shoot it to me. Like,
I mean, I'll answer it, but I just don't want to talk.
I guess it's yes and no, because like there is a cow and she's pretty. You know, I like seeing her.
Yeah.
She made a grand entrance in the little boat.
I know.
So that was pretty cool. And one of the scenes too, real quick, I really appreciated was he was talking to the cow. Like I was like, oh, he's sweet. He's like, he's worried about like, oh, I'm sorry to hear what happened to you and stuff like that. Like I was like, oh, you know.
That just shows his character once again.
Like, it shows like that, he's like very likable, very relatable, and like you're rooting for him. You know, like okay, cool. Like he's making money. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess I would answer that like it's about a cow, but not like
it's really, not just about a cow.
Yeah, not just about a cow. Like she's there, that she's like kind of a main part, you know.
Yeah.
I wonder if I try to look up her name, like if they put her in the cast. I think they did in the cast, but it's not on.
Yeah, her name, like the actual cow's name in real life, is named Ellie. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember I saw the credits, and me and Ben were like, "Oh, look, her name's Ellie. How cute!" It was so cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there definitely is a cow, but obviously it's not like about cows.
It's not like about like Babe, like the pig talks. Yeah. The cow talks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just to break it down for people, like obviously milk back in the day was considered like liquid gold. Like you couldn't really, it wasn't readily available. So they shipped this cow in, like John said, in with the little boat. She's escorted, and she has like really good lineage, because her owner, which we meet later on, explains that she's from a really good line of cow. She's supposed to be a fancy cow, and they just shipped her there to provide cream and dairy for him. But our guy Figowitz, well, obviously he needs
his nickname.
Oh, that scared me. He scared me. Oh my God.
Noise canceling.
I know. I thought they were too, but I could totally hear him. Oh, hold on. Sorry.
Urgent. Time out, ladies and gentlemen. I think we have some technical difficulties or something on Audrey's side. But I mean, so what Audrey was saying, so yeah, like milk back in the day was kind of like, wait, she's coming back. I was going to try to vamp. Oh yeah. Audrey, I can't hear you. Hold on. Oh, yeah, I hear you now. I hear something.
Okay. All right, cool. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. It's because I got told that actually the cow's name is not Ellie, it's Evie.
Evie. Okay, cool.
I was like, oh my God. Ben scared me because he's like, I need to tell you something. It's urgent. And I was like, oh, fuck. Like, what happened? Like, I got scared, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, the cow's name isn't Ellie, it's Evie. I was like,
well, I mean, I'm glad he corrected us, because I'm pretty sure, you know how the comments are.
Yeah. Well, my bad. So it's Evie. I was close. But what were you vamping about?
I was just gonna try to say like, all right, well, I thought there was like technical difficulties or something. So I was like, so what Audrey was saying, milk was kind of, exclusive back in the day, and then like you came back, so I was all right,
Yeah, so like I was saying, milk was hard to come by. So our guy Cookie, he starts taking the milk from the cow to make his biscuits.
Yeah. Because his pal, what was his name? The pal's name?
I don't know.
King Lou. He was kind of like, hey, like, how much do you think someone would pay for this? Especially like you said, like in the location they were and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of, both of them kind of like, they had a light bulb lit up in there, like ding, you know.
Yeah.
Like they say, I think King Lou said, no, I think Cookie first said it's kind of dangerous because like we're taking the milk from someone else, you know, it just doesn't belong to us and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess they were just riding that wave, getting a profit, you know, at the same time eating some biscuits, you know.
Yeah.
And I like how they showed it. He put like the little honey on top because he first said, if only we had some honey. So I guess they got honey. So yeah, and then they started being really popular. You know, the next day they went back with another batch and stuff, and just like every day they would have a line of customers and stuff. You know,
mm-hmm.
That was pretty cool. They were hustling.
Yeah, they were straight hustling. They were trying to make money because they both, like I said, had plans that they wanted to do. They wanted to live a better life. So, so they made a killing and then they stashed their money somewhere safe, which I thought was super cool.
And very interesting too, the forms of payment, like little papers, coins, like little teeth, like little, like, you know, just different little things.
Yeah, and it looked like jewelry, like bracelets and
dice too.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, it was super weird. I was like, huh. I wonder, I guess back then it was just like equivalent to money. I don't know, but yeah, that was crazy. And then like they would just sell out because they were so good.
Yeah.
And he was obviously a good baker because he says later on in the movie how he learned how to cook like that. So I thought that was
Boston or something like that. Oh yeah, Audrey, your mic.
Sorry.
You gotta just be like this, look, from now on.
I know, it's so delicate, honestly. I don't know. I like literally will just like just touch it a little or something, or graze it, and it'll mute. But anyway, sorry. So going on with that, they make money and everything's going good, but obviously they get caught up. they get
Factor, I guess. I think it was his name, Chief Factor. That's what I was like, what the hell is that? Like Factor? Like,
yeah, it was a really weird name. I thought so too. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, so they get caught up, and I think this is also a key point in the movie, is the fact that they got greedy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because well, Cookie was more like cautious. He was like, we shouldn't keep doing this and everything like that, because we're gonna get caught, because people are gonna start to wonder, like, where are they getting milk from if there's only one cow? But the other guy was like, nah, like well, they're dumb, like they won't figure it out, blah blah blah. So they got greedy.
Yeah.
And I think that's where kind of shit hits the fan, and it's like, uh-oh.
I thought it was gonna go a different way. I thought that chief guy was gonna come, and there's gonna be kind of a struggle, like, you know, he's gonna hire Cookie, but not his friend, you know, like, oh dude, like we started this together, you know, like. So I thought it was gonna be like drama like that, but I guess it made more sense for them to kind of like just, you know, even that scene in the house when like they went to go look at the cow and stuff. Like, oh, do you want some cream? Or like every little thing, I was like, fuck, they're gonna get exposed.
Yeah. You're just like sweating bullets. You're like, oh man, this is it. This is where they're gonna get caught. But yeah, it could have totally gone that way, especially because Cookie's the one that had the talent. And I honestly thought that for a split second too. I was like, I think he's gonna get you know, a job, or the guy's gonna hire him, and then they're gonna be like, well, you're leaving me, whatever.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't go that way at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like not jump to the end just because I don't want to spoil it, but obviously we already said that we are going to be talking about spoilers.
Anybody's joining us from right now, spoilers, I guess, our first cow. Again, you know, like we said in the beginning-ish.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, after that cake that he did, the blueberry one, that looked really good as well. I was like,
yeah, it did.
I want some.
It looked really good too. I was like, damn, that looked really good. And I even looked it up, like what it was, because when he first mentioned it, I was like, I've never heard of that. So I looked it up, or Ben looked it up, I don't know. And he showed it to me.
Name they were saying, huh? Like it wasn't like cake. Like
no, it was like another name, but it just I was like, oof, I was like, I really want a pie right now.
Yeah, or like some bread, like cornbread or something. Like damn,
it made me hungry, dude. I was like, oh man, I'm getting hungry. But yeah, so he kind of commissions him to do that dessert for him for someone that's coming in from the city or from the town, I guess. Right?
Yeah, he wanted to impress him or something. I think they were like partners in something. I don't know. It's just like a higher up, a captain or something.
Yeah, he wanted to impress him because he even said that the guy would say that life was so hard in the frontier, like it was really, really hard. Yeah. And he was like, I want to show him that he's wrong and that you can do it. And in my head, I'm thinking, this guy literally didn't stop and think, well, how is he making it? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So his friend King Lu, he was kind of right. Like, oh, this guy just everything passes under his nose, like, or over his head or whatever. Like he won't figure it out until, like you said, they got greedy. So like, I guess they wanted to continue another batch, and like, finally that tree branch broke.
Yeah, and then whoop, he went down. But yeah, they get caught. Obviously, he puts 2 and 2 together, and he's like, damn, Cookie, he's stealing from me. And then they go and chase them. And that's when it gets all crazy. One thing that I want to talk about, do you think that it was too dark?
That's what I thought you were going to say. Yeah, in certain points. Yeah, I was like, you know what? Like, what the heck? Like
I can't see a damn thing.
If I was in the theater, I would, I wouldn't be able to see anything. But I kind of like mess with the brightness, and like, could see something. Like there was, I think that last time, you couldn't really see the cow and stuff. I'm like, what the hell? Like, really dark. But I guess like they wanted to go for like a more natural feel, like because you think about it, like how are they gonna have lights, like and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I think it was dark, but it didn't bother me.
Yeah, I don't think it was like, okay, what's going on or anything,
Yeah, it didn't bug me to the point where I was like, oh man, this is trash. I can't see a damn thing. I can't enjoy the movie. No, obviously it was like, it kind of lent itself to that. I think she did a good choice or a good call by doing that. So by just leaving it natural, like you said.
So Audrey, we have a comment here. Should I avoid spoilers? Should I leave and watch this later?
I mean, that's your call. We are getting pretty heavy in the spoilers. Just because
the end of the movie and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean,
it's like, again, like I was saying, it's not like one of those movies where you're like, oh man, I didn't know he was the father or something, like there is like story elements and like where the characters end up and like all that stuff, So I guess if you're really interested, like, oh, I really want to watch this movie, then I guess like maybe check out the film first and then come back and watch it later.
Yeah, or I also think it'd be cool just now you'll have like what we're saying in your head while you're watching it, and you'll be able to be like, oh, I agree with that, or oh, I can see why they said that. But like John said, it doesn't really have like a big surprise where you're like, oh no. So like
how, Audrey? Oh no.
Oh no. It's not one of those movies where it turns out like some crazy surprise. But
going back to what we were saying, so the cow's in space, and now he's like, what?
Dude, do you remember? Did you ever play that game? Cows in Space? I think that's what it was called.
Space? No, I don't think so.
I think that's what it was called. It was
a book.
No, it was a game on my phone that I would play where like the cows would fall from, like they were getting abducted, and then they would like fall and you had to like catch them, and it was a cool game. But yeah, it was called like Cows from Outer Space or something. I don't know, it was weird. But it just reminded me because you said that right now. I was like, oh, I remember that game.
Yeah.
Space.
No, but going back to the movie, there was something. Were you going to say something?
Oh well, yeah. So just going along with the movie, yeah, it's a pretty dark movie, but I don't think it took away from it. I actually quite enjoyed the fact that it was dark.
Yeah, and it didn't last too long in those dark scenes. Like it wasn't like too long.
Yeah. So his friend, I'm sorry, what's the other guy's name? I always forget.
King Lao.
He like jumps off a cliff and he like makes a fast getaway. So they end up getting separated.
Yeah.
And Cookie, I don't remember exactly. I think he just trips, right? And then he like hits his head pretty substantially, like where it's
well, he didn't jump. He kind of hesitated, and he went a different path, and like he literally just missed him. And then after that, like he went, he kept going his separate way, and like he just like fell and like hit his head. And then you just see where his King Lao like ends up with this. I guess it was like now it's like day, and like he ends up like trying to steal this canoe or something. But I guess the Indian man, like he agrees to like let him go because they were speaking, like, you know, he knows some of the language and stuff. And then you find out Cookie was like taken in by them too, you know.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty interesting when they're talking. I like that a lot, even though I mean I don't know if it was accurate. I kind of want to investigate and see if that was actual, like a real language, or if it was just made up. I don't know, but it was really cool. I really enjoyed that scene too. So so Cookie was taken in by that man as well, and I love that part too, where they show like the Native American man doing his thing outside. That was like, super cool.
Meditating or something, but like, you know,
like, you know.
You know, doing the thing.
Yeah, it was super cool. It was super cool. Like I really enjoyed that part. I remember that's what made me want to watch this movie, is because I saw that part or that clip in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that looks super rad. So I want to watch it. So they meet up again, obviously, and they're like, oh, we're together again. Yay. Like you can see that their friendship.
At first, I thought that King Lao was just because he's the only one that you see go back to try to get, like, you know, their savings and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought he was just gonna take off, you know, and it kind of looks like that because then Cookie eventually goes and, like, you know, he sees that they like destroyed everything or whatever. And I was like, damn, that fool really took off. But, you know, then that's when he's still there. He's like, hey, dude, like, it's dangerous. We need to leave somewhere, you know.
It was actually really sweet. I was like, their friendship was really sweet because they were both looking out for each other. You know what I mean? And I honestly thought that when King Lao jumps off the cliff, I was like, damn, this guy's gonna straight up dip and just leave Cookie to die. But obviously that wasn't the case. So that made me appreciate their friendship a lot more. I was like, oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
And I think it's funny that I would get that because, like Ben says, the movie pretty much tells you how it's going to end at the very beginning. Like literally, it literally tells you. You just don't know exactly how they get there, but you know that it's them. Yeah. And so I always knew that, like, in the back of my head, I was like, well, whatever happens, they're gonna be in it together, you know?
Yeah.
And Ben was like, oh, they're probably.
I kind of forgot about that, like, to be perfectly honest, and until like this certain point, I was like, oh, okay. I kind of clicked on my head. Oh, okay. Like, so I was just waiting for something to happen, you know?
Yeah. No, dude, that was like constantly something that was on my mind throughout the whole movie. That first scene, it stayed with me because it made such an impact because they make it such a focal point. Like literally, the girl obviously is the one that finds it and everything. So they made it such a focal point, and I was like, this has to mean something, obviously. So that stuck with me for most of the movie.
Yeah. So basically, I think they decided to go to San Francisco, right? At the end, they're like, hey, we got the money. Like, you know, it's dangerous over here. We got exposed or whatever. So we need to make our way, you know, out of here. And then I think that's when you see, like, the other kid that was, I guess, in line for a biscuit, but some other guy went in front of him and got it. Yeah. I guess he had a bone to pick with them, I guess. I don't know, because he didn't get a biscuit.
He got done dirty.
So he was the one following them, but I guess he was like part of their group or whatever. So, you know, he was kind of just doing the job, or I don't know.
Well, they kind of leave it up in the air, like for us to decide.
Like if it was the kid, or like maybe, I don't know.
Well, that's what I was gonna say in the ending. That's what had my heart racing because she did such a good job at building the anticipation because she shows you the kid. And then she goes to them. And obviously Cookie, he has a really bad head injury.
Yeah.
So he's like, he's all messed up. And he like lays down. He just like passes out. And King Lao's just like, oh no, like I got you. Like he keeps reassuring him, like, just rest here. You'll be good. Like we'll be fine. You just take a chill pill. Which I thought was cool. And really sweet of him. And then you can hear like tree branches like crunching. So it kind of sounds like someone sneaking up on them. And I was like, fuck. I thought, I was like, oh my god, they're gonna get
waiting for one of them to get shot.
Yeah, I was like, they're gonna get their head blown off or something crazy like that, you know. But I thought she did a really good job with that last scene.
Yeah,
It
how
was
they
really
just
good.
kind of like lay down. At first, he's kind of like, I'll keep first watch, and then he kind of just, well, I'll might as take a nap or something, you know, because he said they can't see us like right here or something.
Mm-hmm.
So he like lays down, and again, like I was expecting just like to see like a gun barrel or something, you know, like come at them. But I really like that choice too that they did at the end. Like just kind of just like it just ends, you know.
Yeah.
Because if you look back, like if you think back to the beginning, oh, okay, well, eventually, like something happens, you know.
Yeah, because you just hear, like I said, you just kind of have to tune into the sounds.
Yeah,
it's very about the atmosphere giving it away, and yeah, so I thought that was brilliant that she did that. So then they leave it up in the air. You don't really know what happened to them.
Yeah, you can only assume. Like again, it's kind of just up to your imagination, you know. Which I like too. Like I appreciate it. Okay, cool. Like they didn't give us every detail, you know. Yeah, I mean, like overall, I mean, I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. It was like, again, kind of glimpse into that like time period, and like how people had to hustle and again, it's a very relatable story. The main character is like, very likable and everything like that. He's very sweet. And again, the way it was shot, like it was kind of like in that little frame again. A24 likes using those weird aspect ratios and stuff. I thought it worked though,
kind of like Lighthouse.
Yeah, The Lighthouse, and I know another movie. The Ghost Story.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say
yeah.
Ghost.
The Ghost.
The Ghost. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was like nice, slow movie, and especially me after watching like a lot of, I guess more modern. It's a modern movie, but like I don't know. I haven't seen, like you said, this is like the first like official like indie movie, like A24. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of refreshing in a way.
It's definitely a breath of fresh air for me. I felt like, fuck, like, okay.
Especially seeing the cow. What's her name?
I know. Evie.
Evie, there you go.
She was so pretty. Her long eyelashes. She was so sweet. I know. I was like, damn. Cows are so pretty. I've always thought cows were really pretty, like their actual faces.
Yeah.
I actually really love black cows. Like the goth in me is just like, man, I think black cows are so dope.
Like
they're just black. They're metal. They're the metal of all cows. But yeah, she did a great job. So Evie deserves a Academy Award for that. But I saw that we had a comment here. Aaron Johnson
Spider-Man
said, I think the Western genre is a great classic genre because when you think about it, there are many examples of older movies that have some great stories in the Western genre. Yes. I completely agree. I think Westerns are amazing in their own right. They're one of the best genres, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, when they're done right.
It's funny that you guys said that because, like thinking about it now, like I do get that kind of vibe now, because again, it's like a period piece and like it's like Western without being Western, like
yeah, because it is a Western, but it's obviously not like to the point where you think of like Good, Bad, and the Ugly status.
Yeah,
I mean, it kind of is. I don't know. Yeah, it's because it's not as violent. That's what it is. It's not as violent as most Westerns are because Westerns typically are pretty violent. They're just shooting people for looking at them bad. But this one's not. This one's much more like just chill. But that's what I'm saying. If you like Westerns, you'll definitely enjoy this movie. If you don't like genres or you don't have any interest in atmospheric movies or period pieces, then skip it because it will be a snooze fest for you. You probably won't enjoy it at all. I think this movie is very divisive. I literally think like half of the people that watch this are not gonna like it, and half of it will.
Yeah, and obviously, I feel like if you like A24 and like seen their movies, like a lot of them, like, or at least know what they're about, then you'll enjoy this one,
Yeah, it's definitely one of those movies that I had to kind of let simmer for me to appreciate it a lot more.
Yeah, I'm definitely talking about it, and like this review is like, okay, cool. Like I was like, I liked it, but now I was like, you know what, I really enjoyed it. It's a nice, cool little story,
Yeah, like I said yesterday when I finished it, I knew I liked it. I was like, yeah, it was good. But now that I think about it more, I'm like, I like it even more because I really can appreciate it. So I'm glad that I own it, even though it costs $15. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I've
that's
never
the
spent
thing.
that much.
I was debating on it because I was like, you know what? But then ultimately, I just rented it because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray and it's gonna come with the digital copy. You know, and I'm pretty sure if nobody, I don't know. I feel like that movie's not like, oh my god, give me the digital code. You know, like not a lot of people are gonna go for it. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just buy it and like have it digitally too. So.
I kind of regret not having the physical copy, but I honestly didn't even see the option where I could rent it. So
Yeah,
that's
you know
why I
what?
just bought it.
It was funny because at first when I think it was like when after we did the podcast yesterday, I looked at it and I was like, okay, cool, like I'm gonna have to buy it. And then later on, that's why I asked you that because I was like, wait, like you can rent it now, I don't know like what was up with that, but
That's
ultimately,
weird.
yeah, like you said, Audrey, like if you like those kind of movies, then I would recommend it, like A24 movies and stuff like that. I would recommend it, But if
Mm-hmm.
you get bored really easy, if you like those action movies, there's not,
Then skip it.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're not gonna like this one.
This is all about atmosphere and just getting into the vibe.
Yeah, a glimpse into the past.
Maybe have a nice drink with you, get some blankets. Well, it's hot right now,
Yeah,
but I had a blanket. I was freezing with my AC, but it felt nice. I was like, oh, I like being cuddled up watching a movie.
yeah.
But yeah, so definitely skipping to the rating. Does this get John's thumbs up or thumbs down?
You know what? Thinking about it now, I want to give it a 4 out of 5. But like, you know what? Like that's you know, like
Yesterday, I
too
gave it
high
a
up there. Like I don't know why. But I really enjoy. Like, there's nothing really bad about the movie. Like I like the way it was made. And everything. But I just don't feel like, even though the main character is likable and relatable, like there wasn't enough there, at least for me, to get like emotionally invested.
Yeah, I could see
So
that.
I guess like a 3.5 out of 5.
Yeah, that's what I gave it yesterday. I gave it yesterday a 3.5, but now I feel like I want to give it a 3.8.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what? Screw it, yeah, 3.8.
A 3.8, I think
Yeah,
is fair. But I was gonna say about his performance, which what was the actor's name? John what?
Margot. Yeah,
Marco. I thought he did really good. I thought his performance was actually really, really good. And it's funny because I just finished watching The Umbrella Academy, and he's in that.
yeah, yeah. That's why I looked at his IMDb. I was like, this guy looks familiar. And I was like, oh, there it was. All right, cool. Like I know where he's from now.
I thought he did great. I have no complaints with
Yeah,
his acting. And King Lao, I liked it. But for some reason I couldn't get attached to him as much as I could to Cookie. I don't know, something
yeah,
about him. I just couldn't. But he still did a good job, I think.
yeah,
Um but yeah, that being said, I think I will stick to a 3.8 and I do recommend it. Once again, this has my seal of approval. From
yeah,
the real talk, I guess we can say.
yeah. For both of us.
From both of us, we can say that we thoroughly enjoyed this movie and we're happy that we watched it.
Yes. No shame about wait. I was gonna say not wasting money, but
Spending money.
spending money. Supporting filmmakers. I'll say, like no.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I spent 15, but I'm like, whatever. It was
You
cool.
own it for life now.
It's like if I watched it at the movies.
Yeah.
If I paid to go watch it at the movies per se. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Then I mean, to be honest, I thought this was a pretty cool review. We kind of went into it. It was already 50 minutes talking about it.
I know, dude.
Pretty cool.
I didn't think that this movie was gonna have that much. I was like, oh, it's gonna be like a 30-minute review, but
Yeah.
obviously we did have a lot to say about it.
Yeah, no, and that's why so like hopefully, I mean, maybe we'll do this again, because there's not a lot of new stuff coming out. Maybe we'll do it with like an older movie, because I know me and Audrey wanted to do we wanted to revisit the Elm Street movies, and for me the Friday the 13th movies. So even though it's not October yet, we'll
There's
probably
nothing wrong with that.
do something,
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. It's getting a head start.
Yeah.
So let us know if you guys want to see more reviews.
And we'll jump on it. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it for this video. We did a podcast yesterday, so if you guys want to, join us for that, we always talk about a bunch of stuff. We always start off like with one thing, and then we just said,
yeah, we're all over the place.
We're all over the place. So if you guys want more stuff, then that was like almost 2 hours, I think, right, Audrey? The last one. So
Yeah.
that's more stuff that you guys can get. And yeah, I wanted to do a video every day this week, but I don't know if that's possible. So I don't know.
It is possible.
Look out for something else tomorrow or the next day or something, but I'll keep you guys posted. So, but yeah, if you guys, don't hear from me, then just enjoy this review and also the podcast that we did this week. But yeah, guys, we'll see you guys next time. Audrey,
yes.
You want to say
I was like, yes. Yeah, we'll just see you guys later. Be safe and watch more movies.
Yeah, guys, make sure to be staying safe out there. And yeah, guys, we'll see you guys in the next one.